So Meg's from Move Like Water Collective here. I want to take you through about a 15-minute fascia, lymphatic flow and joint rotation flow. For many of us, we are, unfortunately, myself included, somewhat out of alignment due to how we pattern and posturally align our bodies day to day. Our body simply learns over time and it starts to become what we practice. So what we're trying to do with this fascia and lymphatic flow is help the body kind of get some energy, get some blood and oxygen to any of the areas that feel tight and sticky and dehydrated. It is a fantastic way to start your day, to get blood and oxygen into every single one of your cells, to get the body twisting, which is what the fascia needs, but to also energize our whole entire system and to create a body that is supple, loose, and strong before you go into your day. So I highly recommend this first thing in the morning, after you've done some fascia decompression, to really get everything flowing, including your fat burning system, to down-regulate your nervous system, and of course hydrate your fascia system, because that holds every system, before you go about your day. So it's just copy and follow along. If there is anything you need to modify, it's really important you listen to your body and you modify as need. We're going to start off with some body bounces here. So if it's first thing in the morning, always remembering that the body can just feel a bit stuck or sticky or a little bit tight. So as I'm bouncing through the joints here, there's no need to jump if it doesn't feel right for you. But we're breaking at 3 joint points here. So I'm breaking at my ankles, I'm breaking at my knees, and I'm also breaking at my hips. And my shoulders are just copying what's going on here. The main thing is I want to diaphragmatic breathe. So I'm breathing in through the nose and out through the nose the whole time through this practice. Now if this feels okay, you can start to jump if that feels okay for your body. For this particular practice, I'm going to be taking you through approximately 90 seconds of each of these movements today. So again, if jumping doesn't feel like it's the right thing for you, please keep your heels on the ground and just bounce through the joints. We'll be here for another 30 seconds. The lips are sealed, completely nasal breathing here. Notice that the quads are firing, which is exactly what we want to support the patella, and we're encouraging a beautiful looseness into our shoulder. Beautiful. Alright, from there we're just going to start to encourage a little bit of gentle twisting with the body here. So again, about 90 seconds here. I'm just allowing a very gentle movement here. So I'm kind of pushing one knee back as the other goes forward and just letting my hips rotate side to side, and the shoulders are a byproduct of that. The hands are really loose. We have to remember that our hands and our feet are the furthest away from the furnace of our breath, as in our diaphragmatic breath. If we're not consciously breathing through our day, as in we're not diaphragmatically breathing, we're actually not getting heat, blood or oxygen to the feet and hands, and they start to become frozen, or we know it as arthritis. So this particular flow can be phenomenal for spicing up the lymphatic system, the digestive system, of course our fascia system, to start to really light up every single cell in your body. You can close down your eyes. Our fascia system is this incredible intelligence and quantum system that is like a spider web or a honeycomb that runs through our body and is also water-based. Think of it this way: when our fascia system is healthy and hydrated, it is elastic, compatible, and it moves with us, and it allows for really beautiful, effortless movement of every single cell in our body. But when our fascia system becomes dehydrated, rigid and stuck due to our environment, due to phones and devices or stress, it becomes dehydrated and it grips on and it acts as like a scaffolding for the body. So it pulls the body in and down and becomes calcified and stuck. Hence why it's so great for our bodies to twist. By twisting our bodies, we allow that the bones to massage onto the fascia, creating a really nice heat and elasticity for the joints. Alright, slowing that down. Beautiful, guys. Now, our next movement here, we're just going to start with some lateral waves. Walk a little bit wider with your feet, and we start to just swing the arms side to side. I'm bending the knees a little bit through the middle, and I'm just allowing the body to open slightly at the top of the movement. Again, we have to remember that a lot of the world we live in these days is exceptionally linear and rigid. You just need to look at a gym. Every single piece of equipment in there is hard, and it brings the body forward for most of the pieces of equipment, even a treadmill or a bike or a cross trainer. It doesn't really work with the natural action of the hip, which is a ball and socket joint. So we really want to get the body moving three-dimensionally so that we touch on every single aspect of our fascia to really work with any areas that have calcified or frozen or are not moving properly, so that it's not pulling onto certain areas of the body, creating pain. So we really start to get the rib cage open here. You're continuing to breathe through the nose. Always remembering that the nose is for breathing, the mouth is for eating. It's always the rule. More seconds here. Alright, starting to slow that down. Alright, and our body's warm a little bit. We're just going to do a little bit of work into the joints. Okay, so what I want you to think about is standing on your left foot. We're slowly going to rotate the right ankle joint here. I really enjoy combining the fascia and lymphatic flow with joint rotations. It's all part and parcel of the body coming back home. Slowly back the other way. Thinking of these joint rotations as doing your teeth every morning. Our joints need to move, and we need to get synovial fluid through the joints. So this is a beautiful practice of putting oil in your car, essentially. Amazing, let's try the other side. So soft knee bend, we want to fire up the quad, it's really important. While we're moving through these joint rotations, you are listening to the communication of your body, okay? So you're noticing any areas that might feel tired or agitated or stuck, and it's those areas where it's likely there would be a build-up of collagen, as in an adhesion in the body, that you can work through with fascia decompression. Alright, coming up to the knee joints. Again, feet probably tennis ball distance apart, and we're going to just slowly move the knees around the joint. Now you can keep your fists between your knees like what I'm doing for a bit of support, or if it feels okay, you can take the fist away, and we're just slowly, kind of like we're stirring a pot with our knees. It's a great way to get synovial fluid around the joints, change direction, so back the other way. You always just go to where you can, so it might even just look like this, that is so fine. It's not about forcing big movements here, you are completely working with your body and how it feels today, okay? Now you're very welcome to stay, of course, a little bit longer if you like, and I'm just trying to keep this in around 15 minutes for you guys. Okay, we are going to loosen our hip joints a little bit here. So this also can be a little bit of jumping, but if you don't want to jump, what you can do is just move your heels like this. Keep the torso relatively still, but I'm just lifting up my heels and I'm rotating the hip joint. If it feels okay, you can jump, but please don't force that. Once again, we're here for about probably just over a minute. Jumping is a great way to really spark up that fat burning system and to get everything moving whilst I'm getting all of this twisting around the fascia of my organs, my belly, and of course my waist. It also gets the digestive system pumping too, so you may need to go to the bathroom through this as well. For me, I love this particular movement. It's one of my favourite ones. I feel really energized after it and really helps loosen my lower back and my sacrum. If it feels too much, remember you can just do this. So again, there's all that firing up of the quads. Beautiful twisting and loosening into the shoulders. Even the skin on the face is moving here. 10 more seconds to go. Alright, slow that down, boy. Amazing. Alright, so some gentle movement now into our hip joint. Think about a slow hula hoop. As I'm working through this one, my knees are soft. I'm moving my hip to the right, sending my hips back, moving my hips to the left and hips forward. Continue with that. Now if this feels okay, try to keep your torso still. So I'm segmenting the hip joints here. This is great done in front of the mirror. You notice I'm actually watching my body to make sure my shoulders aren't moving here. I'm trying to keep my torso relatively still and just move my hips. This is fantastic for anyone with any low back issues. Nice and slowly back the other way for about 10 circles. Now again, you can do this really slow. See how small I've just made my hip circle? It's completely dependent on how you feel today. Every day that I do this, and I've done this every day for the last 10 years, it's always different, depending on how I feel. I'm quite warm in my body today, so I'm not afraid to go too deep into the movements. But again, first thing in the morning, just go really nice and slow. It's teaching you to lean into your body. Again, all that bodies are trying to do is to get us to listen. And the more we can listen to our bodies and listen to the communication of our bodies, the easier that they will look after us, 100%. Oh, that feels so good. All right, the next one for our hips that we're going to do here is a really interesting one that starts to get some beautiful movement into the sacrum. I'm going to balance on the left foot, flex the toes of the right, and start to create some figure eight patterns with the right foot. So internal rotation, external rotation of the hip joint. Now if you need to hold onto a wall to do this, please do. There's plenty of other ones we can do for the hips, but in keeping this at about a 15-minute sequence, I will keep it at the simple ones for now. Can you reverse it? Lead with the heel. And again, you are so welcome to pause the video and do longer. I do recommend that. Keep it nice and slow, don't rush it. This is quite a tough one. Oh yeah, and it really burns the standing glute. So soften the knee, other side, flex the toes. And we're creating a figure eight here, leading with the toes, creating a figure eight pattern. See my hip, internal rotation, external rotation. Again, please hold on to a wall. I've been doing this for quite a long time, so I don't expect you to stand on one foot and balance straight away. Don't make it look like anyone else's. It's not meant to look like mine. We're just rotating the joints, okay? So don't get caught up in how it looks. It's all about how it feels. Reverse, lead with the heel. Make sure you're still breathing. The breath never changes. You notice my shoulders are staying relatively soft. I'm trying not to lock up or to become tense. Amazing. All right. We're going to start to open the front of our chest and create some space in our thoracic. So, bent knees, hinge position, core on. We start to move our arms. Chin up and chest up. What I'm doing here is I'm starting to work with the fascia across the side of the chest, of course across the collarbone here, which is of course really linked into our lymphatic system. And I'm also using my bones of the scapula, the shoulder blades, to massage any tight tissue across the upper back. All right, so every time that my shoulder blades squeeze together, I'm really working on moving through any adhesions that have developed in my thoracic region, which of course happens from a lot of phone use, device use, and of course stress that pulls us forward. So let's continue with this one. Really great one if you happen to sit at a desk a lot. Again, this is just a routine to get you started. This is not my routine. Many people out there share a very similar routine because it's a very ancient practice. I'm just combining a few of the fascia lymphatic flows with some joint rotations that I feel is a beneficial way to start anyone's day, especially as we all sit in chairs, wear shoes, and use devices. Twenty more seconds here. Start to slow it down. Oh, amazing. Straight into some body waves here, just a minute. I very much recommend, if you can do more time onto these ones, go for it. If you're feeling super energetic, you can add a little jump. But you do not have to. Start to slow it down. All right, we're going to do some thoracic rolling here. I'm going to teach this one with the hands and the knees. What we're going to do is find our protracted cat position. I roll to the right. I'm going to come into a cow position and squeeze the scapula, and then up and over into cat. All right, so working through a thoracic roll, squeeze the scapula, tuck the chin, round the spine. We start to now move through our thoracic region and of course our torso, massaging our whole internal landscape, including our organs and the fascia surrounding them, but also start to move the shoulder blades and get some movement into a really rigid area of most of our spines, our thoracic. Work to your degree, change direction. Should feel really good. We want to try to squeeze the scapula at the bottom position and spread the shoulder blades apart at the top position. Well done, amazing. All right, lastly, what we're going to just finish off with is really gentle. They call it noodle arms. So a really nice movement to finish, encouraging the body to be loose and elastic and supple. You can stay here at this pace, or you can add an extra like hip movement here. Feel free to try it. If you get stuck onto this one, just slow it down. And come back to like just letting it be nice and slow and letting the arms relax onto the body. Either is totally fine. Close down your eyes and focus on your breathing. Letting the forearms connect to the glutes and of course to the area of our belly and our digestive system, which is such a beautiful thing to do at the start of the day. To connect with you, not your phone, not anyone else's bullshit. Just you, your body, your breath, and bringing it home back to alignment. Just start to slow it down. I'm going to take a few rounds of diaphragmatic breath here. We're going to come into a bit of a squat position, so engaging through the quads, in through the nose, the belly expands. I'm going to take 5 more breaths here. I'll let you know when we're nearly done. Really focus on an extended exhale, so squeeze your belly to your spine as you breathe out. Your inhalation is for 4 counts. Your exhale, surrender to it, is for 6. Try to not let your traps or your shoulders come on board here. Try to soften your face and your jaw. One more final round of breath here, and through the nose the belly expands. Soften on your exhale. Good morning. I hope you've done this in the morning. I hope you're feeling good. As a reminder, we always want to practice coming back to here. Again, knees over toes, hips under rib cage, knees are soft. That will support the patella by turning on the quad. It will also open your shoulders, which is the opposite to holding onto our phones. It helps every single one of your cells and your joints come back home to alignment. I'd love to hear how you found that, so please don't hesitate to let me know.